sure. We'd have to check the tape because I wasn't watching all the games on the first
Ooh,
block.
that's another
Blue
Garen.
one, Garen.
Don't pick Lucian. This is a bait. Omega Esports is baiting you into picking Lucian right now, Flash.
But the problem is if Flash Wolves don't pick it, Omega are definitely picking Lucian.
But then they have the 22% win rate champion, right?
Well, they already have the 29% win rate.
Yeah, that's Garen.
But it worked for Huya. He had this weak side Baron lane. He did his job. He frontlined. He got the final kill on the Bruce to close out the game. So I think it actually works pretty well. Instead, Flash will opt for the poke, the Ziggs Jace combo. Lots of range damage as well as wave
That's
clear.
an Ashe again. Ooh,
Okay!
Yeah, Ashe
Run
is
it
in.
back!
It worked last game. Why would it not work this game? So there is a Jace. I am expecting the Jace to go to Ysera, and that's the one guy that can make it work, Kangas. Ysera, an incredibly mechanical player. We saw what he did on the Camille. Jace is one of those champions as well. If you have good mechanics, you can make it work, and you can destroy a Garen in the early game.
Oh, in the specific matchup, sure. I could see them going for that, but Bruce does play a mean
It's another
Jace
Jax.
as well.
It's another Jax.
We're literally just running it back. Except for the Jace, I suppose.
Yeah, no more Lucian. They understand. They understand. They listen to me. They didn't pick the Lucian, you know. They understand, hey, we don't want to get the 20% champion again.
Watch it get banned.
Yeah, what?
One of these teams can be afraid of it.
I don't think it should get banned.
You know what goes well with an Ashe mid?
There's the Lux ban
Lucian
again
bye.
for Flash Wolves, right? But then the question is, what else do you ban? Like, they play so many different kinds of champions. Omega Esports plays it all. Like, how do you counter it? And Omega Esports probably going to be banning out the Rakan again. Probably going to be banning out the Thresh again. They don't want to see Isan on those aggressive champions.
So instead of something like a Lulu ban,
it's a
maybe
Wukong
Flash
ban.
Wolves do just go for the Janna ban and just say, all right, Selena, we respect the pocket pick. Even though nobody else is playing it at Icons, we know that you can play it well, and the team knows how to play around it. We saw that crazy, like, second dragon bought so much time. So I wouldn't hate it if Flash Wolf said, let's just take that off the table as well. But yeah, the Wukong ban is adaptation for Omega.
That's an Ahri ban against Suits. Yeah, we haven't seen a mid laner yet from Omega Esports. And Ahri is also one of those champions, right? She can follow up with the Ashe ultimate. You throw an Ashe ultimate, she follows up, but the Gragas is also still open.
I was going to say, I think Flash Wolf's locking Gragas.
Yeah.
I feel like they could go for the Ziggs Gragas. Isan can roam around it. I don't give that to Suits.
Yeah, that's a
games in
Rakan ban
row.
as well. Yeah, Thresh is open, Gragas is open.
engaged.
I'm expecting a
It's something they
Gragas.
need.
Yeah, I'm expecting a Gragas pick right here because you can't leave it open as Flash Wolves because when Omega Esports picks it,
There we go.
it follows up perfectly with the Ashe. It counters the composition. So yeah, they pick it indeed.
He's got the coolest animation. Bam! He just slams that barrel on the ground. Pat the tummy.
Oh yeah,
That's a satisfied slam to pat. It's like when you have to do like pat your head and or no, is it pat your stomach and
Pat
rub
your
your
stomach
head?
and rub your head. Yeah, it's
Okay.
so hard to. I got
It's
it.
actually pretty easy.
Yeah, I got
now
it,
I'm
yeah.
doing try
No,
to
you'd have to
reverse
do it like
no. Okay.
on one chest and on the other chest.
It's rub your head and pat your belly and then swap. Oh, it's hard. That's way harder.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah, reverse it then, and then, okay. Well, at home, if you're trying it out, hopefully you had better luck than we both did. And I'm hoping production did capture that footage because we look very silly. Nami Corki.
They were open. Corki was left open. No one picked Corki. This is such a strong champion. He's one
The
of the
most picked champion
the
in
most
all of
picked
Icons.
champion. Also has a decent win rate and it's just so good with those packages as well. When you look at that competition from Omega Esports, they have the decent. That's a Shen. You love the Shen.
Okay, so the Shen, decent into... Okay. Oh, we'll see if this is the final selection here.
It could be on Isan. It could be on Ysera. I'm expecting it to be on
expecting
Ysera.
these to switch. So I'm just going to talk as if it is Shen into the Garen.
Yeah.
The thing about Shen into Garen, and this is what this is at least in solo queue, in my diamond ranked games, if you're playing Shen and you ult to the team fight and Garen has the hold breaker, he takes turrets very fast if you're maxing that first ability. And Huya did go for the hold breaker first last game. So while I do like the matchup in the 1v1, it's very strong with what the team has with the Jax. You throw the Jax in, Shen's ulting in on top, just try and get on top of this Ashe and the Corki. There is a potential that you lose the side lane at that point.
Oh, everything on the line, and the players' hands are shaking right now. This is it. You win, you get to the knockout stage, you get to be the top 8 team of the world, and especially as Omega Esports, you may as well be the only Western team, which is such an important and big thing to show, hey, we Western teams can do it as well.
They already 2-0'd a team from the WCS in BRU. They already almost took a game off of FPX. This is their last challenge right now, and Flash Wolves also realizing this was the group of death all along. This is a struggle for them here to try and get out of this one, as Aomai and Selena actually pushing Isan and locking off right now. in this Dragon Lane.
So we actually see Almine and Selena in the Dragon Lane out-poking a Ziggs. That's why their picks are so incredibly well here. Nami and Ashe are champions that can deal with poke. They can poke back, right? Like when you're playing a Ziggs, which Locking is doing, he can't out-poke this lane. You can't win it. So you're gonna lose your lane in the early game, and when you get to the late game, you're gonna be struggling against that Ashe arrow. You're gonna need ganks. But then Cookie is playing the Jax, and Benignus, he's invading.
Oh, already onto the blue buff. Should have been spotted. Oh, actually,
Not
maybe
spotted,
not.
however.
If he went along the top side of the river, I didn't see the approach yet, but Isan's walking up and does spot it. So they know that
he's not
Benignus
getting
is
it.
here. And he runs away. They don't know where Cookie is.
Yeah.
They don't have vision on the Jax, so I think that they were assuming that Jax was following.
That was a beautiful rotation by Isan because he literally just scared away the Lee Sin.
But Cookie will be spotted if he invades, and he will be spotted if he goes for a gank.
Yeah.
So Omegha will have information, and Bruce,
Double gank in mid lane.
You knew that the Lee Sin was just down there.
That's a double
He's
gank.
trying to jump over to Cookie. Benignus goes in. Cookie gets flashed and even jumps in onto Benignus. Now Suits could be in trouble. Double flash out of Omegha.
And Bruce did not even use his flash. He was just baiting them to get close enough. And indeed gets the double flash from Omegha Esports. That's a pretty, well, not a big win. That's just a small win from Flash Rules because Omegha Esports is missing 2 flashes right now, which makes them vulnerable for future ganks.
I don't know if they'll necessarily have like a big window. It's not going to be a... Those will definitely be up before the objectives have spawned. Maybe they could look for a dive on the bottom lane or something, and then Benignus won't have the flash if he's roaming down there as well. We'll see if it actually means anything at the end of the day.
And Cookie is already ahead by 200 gold, just casually farming his jungle, getting that all-important level 5 on Jax. Meanwhile, Benignus hasn't been able to do anything yet, and Ysera against Huya, these are 2 tanks. It's probably going to be a pretty boring matchup.
Well, until the Garen hits 5. So this is another part of the matchup. Shen, in the first 4 levels, your job is to try and get the Garen low so that your jungler or somebody else can come and gank you. Isan's headed up there already. But then, once the Garen's level 5, his ultimate does damage, yours doesn't.
Boom!
And there we go! Ignite takes down!
Got him!
Solo kill! First blood for Huya!
And that's the Garen ultimate you're talking about.
Yeah?
You have damage reduction, you have armor, you have anti-attacks, it doesn't matter. Garen is just gonna ult you and kill you regardless.
That was a mistake from Ysera. Maybe thinking that Isan would be closer, but Isan's not even level 5, so... Arrow onto Bruce. He does have his flash from earlier, but I don't know if it'll matter. Stand United coming through. Bruce knocks back Benignus. Well played from Ysera and Bruce.
That's a very, very important save by Ysera.
Isan just hit 5.
Ooh, Isan is finally level 5, but Isan was roaming around so often, wasting so much time. Unfortunately, not really able to do that, but it seems like Selena on the opposite side as well, not really being able to get too ahead as well, but Isan is waiting in the mid lane.
I didn't see if the Nami was level 5. If you follow up with the tidal wave on top of the arrow there onto Bruce, that would have been a kill, but I'm not going to count that against Selena. I didn't see if they were level 4 or level 5 at that moment, but right now, catching us up to live, Cookie and Huya around this scuttle, but
that's a Manamune Corki. It's not a hull breaker this time. So Suits is looking for those team fights. So this time it's Omegha Esports not going for the hull breaker. That's a Manamune which kills very, very hard into the late game.
I like this for Omegha. I think Huya with the hull breaker will be enough, and we saw how good they were in the team fights in game number 2. If they go for the style again, another arrow, Bruce does have the flash. He's hit with it again, and Suits just goes straight in. Flash Dragon's Rage. Bruce, you're dead. Nowhere to go. So he's going to try and buy time. Maybe take the cannon. Doesn't get it. These arrows are deadly.
And I mean, what do you do against that? I just feel so bad for Bruce because he has his hull breaker. He has the tankiness that he needs. But when there is an Ashe arrow slapping you with the 3.5 second stun duration, it doesn't matter how tanky you are. You're just going to die.
And even if you flash that, which, I mean,
you're dying.
Hindsight's 20/20. You have to flash that if you're trying to live in that situation. He didn't have that information. But even if you do, Omegha's fine with that. They trade an Ashe arrow cooldown for a flash cooldown.
Which is already up in 5 more seconds.
And the objectives are spawning, so Omegha, they're ready for these.
Omegha is preparing themselves for the late game, and they're already starting off this dragon. They're not gonna give Flash Wolves time to do the Rift Herald.
Okay, Flash Wolves are looking to trade though. Cookie's in there. Some poke coming in from Bruce.
All right.
Like Inferno Bomb from Locking. I think they're just kind of forcing Omegha to stay there. That way Omegha can't rotate now.
Should have been a bot lane turret for Omegha Esports right now. As Flash Wolves is all taking the Rift Herald, wasn't a window of opportunity for Omegha to take that first bot lane turret, but it seems like they're backing off and they're actually prioritizing defending their own turrets instead of taking the bot lane turret themselves.
Omegha playing defensive right now. Huya has the hull breaker completed. This is a big moment for the Garen. If Ysera ever ults to somebody, like say Bruce gets hit by another Ashe arrow, And then actually, wait, the arrow's going up towards Ysera.
It's going for him.
Beningus, he's
Gonna
up here
catch
too.
him.
He's pretty far away.
He's gonna die.
Sonic Wave, does he go for the Dragon's Rage? They got him! Such a long stun when the arrow goes that far.
Ashe is illegal, man. At this point, Ashe just feels illegal. With those ultimates, just kill after kill. Just, oh, it's just
like
so
you're breaking the
tilting.
law.
It's so tilting as Flash Souls. You cannot do anything against
Highway
it.
robbery!
Like, is everyone gonna be building a Quicksilver enchant? At this point, you're wasting everything just to get the QSS.
And with Ysera dead, it's the same thing whether he ults
First
away or whether
turret.
he dies. First turret should go to Huya here. Yeah, there we go. Flash Wolves were racing for it, but Garen with Hullbreaker takes them very fast.
And that's also the Rift Herald used by Flash Wolves, and they're struggling to keep up in this lane against the Nami Ashe because it's just such a heavy poking composition. And yet again, Eomine has that ultimate ready. If he wants to look for a kill again, he can do it with his ultimate.
So it nets Omegha a 1,000 gold lead. This is not insurmountable. Flash will still have a lot of scaling options. I don't want this to sound like, okay, Omegha, they're gonna win this game.
Oh, no.
But they are the ones that have been making a lot of things happen on the Rift. It's always these Ashe arrows going out, and then Beningus looking for the follow-up plays. And if you're in a game 3, momentum is very real in esports, in competition. Omegha feel like they're playing with the momentum.
And this time, you do not have to Janna on Omegha Esports side, right? It's not gonna be able to heal you up against that poke. Isan!
Okay.
Oh.
Again, they're always fine with this.
Yeah.
Ashe arrow is way shorter cooldown than a flash.
Definitely, and he's only level 8, and when he reaches level 13, that arrow is gonna be on an even lower cooldown. You can just spam it. It's gonna be on like a 20-second cooldown, and Isan is desperately trying to look for an engage, but now we can!
Cookie goes in. Flash from Selena. Locking gets some damage. Does Bruce want to look for anything crazy here? Oh, Shock Blast lands. That's a turret.
That's a very important turret for Flash Souls right now. They just took the mid lane turret, and Omegha Esports is gonna struggle right now because they're up against that Ziggs, who is a champion that can push out waves. So unless you ace Flash Wolves, Omegha Esports should never be able to take that mid lane turret away.
That's going to be the hardest one to crack.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Omegha, they don't need to siege turrets with this composition. This is a composition. You got the Corki, just wait for package at these big objectives. Dragon will be spawning next, so take the team fights, and then you can pull Flash Wolves to you, win the 5v5. That's how I expect Omegha to play out this game. If you're Flash Wolves, you kind of want the game to go
Omegha can see him. They can see him.
Oh,
They know he's here.
Watch out for these arrows. Right in, the bubble land up follows with the tidal wave. That's Sand United, though. Return from Flash Wolves. They save Cookie. That is crucial.
And everything that happened there, that whole fight, blue buff went to Omegha Esports.
That's psychic damage right there. As Granted would say, Bruce, meanwhile, losing the 1v1. Suits! Flashing. One more rocket.
He's gonna
Should get
die.
it. No,
He's gonna die.
He's out. Oh, Beningus is here. Jumps forward.
Oh.
Flash from Bruce.
So even though Bruce has that Holberg, he's actually losing against Suits, who's playing that Corki with a Manamune. Not even a Muramana yet, that's just a Manamune. So when he gets that Muramana, he's gonna get even more damage. And talking about that item, Eomine just finished it off as well. So Omegha Esports getting those late game scaling items, and they're allowed to scale into the late game.
Hitting power spikes for Omegha.
Huya's gonna get it.
Rough
Get it?
news. Oh, wow, okay.
You can get the turret,
Ah,
Huya.
no, the cannon will actually kill it on its own.
Oh, that's just a PM at this point. He's like,
Oh, wait, Ysera just ignited to stop the back.
he gets it anyways.
That was so BM.
They're just BMing each other, right? Like, it's first Huya, who's like, I don't even need to be here anymore. My minion is gonna take the turret. But then it's Ysera who ignites him to stop the back. And yeah, there is a fight for the Rift Herald happening right now.
Ironically, if Huya's back had completed, I think Ysera's turret survives, because the Hullbreaker buff would have left the cannon, and the last auto wouldn't have killed it. But regardless,
Just a bit of BMing from both sides.
Bit of BM. Omegha on the Herald first right now. Flash Wolves, look at this top
Cookie and
rush.
Bruce.
Oh, they're spotted. Yeah, nobody walks up there from Omegha. Omegha have actually really good positioning right now. Look at their setup front to back.
Ashe arrow.
Everybody in position. Locking trying to get his damage down, but a massive tidal wave from Selena. Huya now flashes back to safety. Bruce looking for the flank. That's exhaust down. Bruce is isolated. Omegha looking for it. The flash
Ysera's
bubble.
gonna ult.
Zoning bubble. Cookie over the wall onto Selena. Big for Flash Wolves, traded right back as Isan goes down, but low health bars for Omegha. Huya falls, Beningus in full retreat. They've lost their front line.
Ysera literally just went back, healed up, ulted right back into the fight. Cookie went in and Flashwolves won the fight. If Omegha Esports is not able to get an initial kill with that engage that they have, right? With the Lee Sin, with the Ashe, with the Garen ultimate, and with the Nami follow-up, they're not gonna win the team fight anymore.
What is this? Omegha, they're on the dragon.
They're trying to rush it down, but that's a bit risky.
Flashwolves think it's a bluff. Yeah. Flashwolves think they push them off the dragon, but Omegha get it.
So right here, Omegha Esports already used their important abilities. You can see it. Use Sarah.
Oh, that was big.
Very, very soon. There it is. Ults right back into the fight. And Cookie knows. Ysera is here. It's a 5v5 again. No more crazy Ashe ultimates from Omegha Esports. And we can win the fight. Flashwolves also taking away the Rift Herald. Just a very, very well played team fight where they allowed themselves to survive that initial engage and won the fight afterwards.
Imagine if Suits had the package. I think it was up and available during that play, so Omegha maybe not fully ready for that play, but getting the dragons big for them. It's relatively even gold state, but they're up 2 dragons. This is giving them stats between the Ocean and the Infernal, so it looks like we might... It's been a much more action-packed early to mid-game transition now, but I still expect this game to come down to a big Elder fight, to a big Baron fight.
I'm seeing a lot of catches from Omegha Esports happen again. You know, they still have that Ashe. We should not forget about the Ashe. So there's still potential for them to get those catches. There's still potential for them to get those cheesy plays. But Suits did pick up the package, which I feel is a bit mistimed because there is no real objective up right now.
I guess the idea is you pick it up, so maybe you can just get some extra gold in your pocket.
You just push minions with it.
Do something. And Cookie's like, really? Come on, you're not even gonna kill me.
I can't even do anything anymore on the map with an Ashe.
It'll be up for the Elder Dragon. So the timer is fine for Suits to grab that because that means that when Elder's up, you'll have the second package. And now they're looking for a pick here on the Brute.
That's a flash.
Flashes right into the brush.
Oh!
Stand United doesn't even save him. And Isan falls to gold lead for Omegha, finding picks as well. Huya, he's
not dying. He's playing Garen. He's not gonna die. And that's a mid lane turret for Omegha Esports as well.
He might die. He walked back into the brush, so does fall. But Omegha bought time. They get the mid turret.
Massive, massive win for Omegha Esports. Besides the 2 kills that they got, they were finally able to crack open the mid lane turret, which is a hurdle you have to get over, especially when you're against the Ziggs. Ooh. That Ziggs or that Ashe ultimate scared me a little bit as well.
Every time there's one on screen, it's like you can hear the shark, you know, circling the water theme. I don't want to say the name because I don't know if it's copyrighted. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you know
boom, the Ashe ultimate hits. So as you look into this replay, we can see it. Bruce got caught and he failed his flash. It was a panic flash. That's also the ultimate from the Shen. Unfortunately, neither working out, and they just got caught. Omegha Esports getting those kills and getting that all-important mid-lane turret.
And I was criticizing Huya for going back in, but because he goes back in, Ysera and Cookie actually get baited over there. So Omegha get the turret. I don't think Omegha get that turret if Huya backs off and saves his own life. I love that. From a Baron laner, he's like, my life is not worth more than the gold from the turret.
And that was a random Rift Herald for Flashwolves, by the way, while we were looking at that replay. Flashwolves did not get much out of it. Yeah, Baron is up. Elder responding soon. No core kit package yet. And Omegha Esports is sitting on a, what, 800 gold kit, which is essentially nothing. But they still have that Ashe combination. They still have those 2 dragons. The thing is just, can they get that 1 kill before the fight even starts? Because if they can't, then it looks like Flashwolves can make those comebacks during the team fights.
Game 3 is delivering, Hells.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to take a second to step back and appreciate what we are witnessing right now. Omegha with Flashwolves on the ropes here.
These
in
are
the
both
game-deciding match.
Fighting with everything they got, and it's just another random Ashe ultimate catching off Isan, saying like, hello, I'm here, and my ultimate is going to be back up in 20 seconds.
The historical context, the tournament context, and it's a fun game on top of it. What more can you ask for Wild Rift Icons? Flashwolves, they need to find a way to get back into this one. We know that they're a strong team from one of the strongest regions, and now this could be it. Flash out from Selena, Dragon's Rage as well. Those are cooldowns that Flashwolves will be happy to have a couple minutes without.
The problem that Omegha Esports has, however, is that Flashwolves have the Shen. This is a champion that can teleport, and when you have Huya sitting on a Redemption, which is not a teleport boots, he cannot follow up. and he's
He
trying
can
to look for an
spot out
engage.
Vision.
It's another Ash ult!
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, Bruce.
Close one.
Fooled me once, fooled me twice, and 3 times, but not the fourth. The fourth time I sidestepped those.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I flash onto Selena. Bubble lands, but that's a stand united, so taunt should land as well. Selena picked off.
That's Selena dead. He used everything as well, and now it's a 4 versus 5. Fair 14 seconds for the Elder Dragon as well. This is not good for Omegha Esports right now, because Flash Wolves may as well be looking for the Elder Dragon right now.
Really good timing for Flash Wolves to make that play. I love the macro. We saw game 2 go in favor of Omegha because of an Elder play. It's actually not the Elder. Okay, we got a little baited. It's just the regular Mountain Dragon. I should have been aware based on the timing up there. So
like
this isn't game ending. This is not game ending. You don't have to force this Omegha.
They're gonna go for it though. They're not gonna give it.
He's all alone, so he has the whole breaker. That's package over the top.
And he gets
Dragon stolen by Omegha. But can they get out now? Justice comes down, and they're winning the fight too. Omegha can do no wrong.
He's alive.
Vegas gets out. Huya, surely you fall. Double kill over to Locking. But what a play for Omegha.
Selena has ultimate. Selena has ultimate. They could go for locking right here. Seems like they're
doesn't
not,
have it though. Yeah, Locking's out. They're fine. But Flash Wolves, they really wanted that dragon or the fight, one or the other. But Omegha down a champion. They get both.
That's the 3rd dragon already. And as you look into this replay, you just can't do this against the Lee Sin.
Package.
You can see it. Boom and boom. Lee Sin gets the dragon. And the package into the stasis enchant. Really catching Flash Wolves off guard. And then boom, the Garen ultimate as well. Just Omegha Esports really playing the team fight super well, but you can see it, Cookie is so hard to kill. This is that one champion, which is the Jax, that you can't just kill in a team fight. He has the death stance as well. You can see it. He was happy. That was just a subtle happiness, but then the coach, he's not as subtle with his happiness. He's screaming
It's
out
like
there.
like in basketball, you know, like with the Michael Jordan sticking the tongue out where you go for the dunk. That's big NBA vibes right there.
When Benignus is looking for another engage.
Eastside looking for an engage now with the Mega Inferno Bomb. They almost got outmined, but Flash out from the Ash.
So it's Flash Wolves actually looking for the aggression right here. Not sure if I like it, because of course, every time it's Omegha Esports engaging those fights with the Ash ultimate. So it seems like Flash Wolves wants to turn the tables. They want to be the initiators, and it seemed to have worked out pretty well there, because Elmine did have to use his flash right there.
Flash down on the Ash means that they can look for a follow-up engage. If they get a big pick, if they get a big play, they can then go for the Baron. The last time it wasn't the Elder, it was just the regular Mountain. Okay.
Oh, again! Oh, it missed.
I think Flash Wolves are starting to realize.
They're starting to realize. They're starting to get it, right?
Somebody's communicating the cooldowns. All right, Outmine, he's going to throw out another arrow in 25 seconds.
It's up in 10 seconds. Look
Probably
at the
going
cooldown.
to go towards Bruce this time.
That's still the most gold on the Jax. Cookie doing an amazing job, regardless of them seemingly losing the game, up on gold.
Cookie, this is big. Maybe not as big as I was thinking. Stasis used, Cookie's out.
Ysera can still use his ultimate. It's a very dangerous fight to take as Omegha Esports. As I'm talking, Aomine gets his ultimate back up.
I think they were trying to bait the
There we go.
Ysera. Instant cleanse from Bruce. Ysera, if he ults away, Huya gets a turret. That's what Omegha's playing for right now. They don't need to fully commit. They just need Ysera to take the bait.
But it's okay. Well, yeah, they're trying to get him to take the bait. But if Ysera does get a good ultimate, it means that that's a potential Baron, which goes to Flash Wolves, right? And in the future, that's going to be a potential Elder Dragon. So the question for Ysera is, when can you ult? Because yes, as you said, when he ults, that's going to be turrets for Huya. But if he doesn't ult, it's going to be a 4 versus 4. So he can force his team in a potential 5 versus 4, which is very beneficial for them. So it's up to him to find a balance, right? Like, can I use the ult? Am I going to get baited? Am I not going to get baited? It's just such a hard task for him to take on the Shen right now.
The most pressure at the highest stage. Can Ysera answer that pressure? Oh, that wasn't straight. That wasn't curved at all.
He's just throwing it for vision at this point. I mean, the cooldown is so low. He doesn't even care anymore. He's just throwing it. And if there's someone in his way,
Is a full Ash arrow cooldown shorter than the 3rd ability Hawkshot?
It is. That's
hilarious.
It's on like a 20-second cooldown, and the Hawkshot is, well, it's around the same time. It's both on around 20 seconds, which is crazy to me because the Ash arrow is such a massive ability. Actually, something I want to talk about is Locking, who picked up the Infinity Orb, which means Flash Wolves is looking to finish off the back line of Omegha Esports. He skipped the Void Staff, which is a very important item. They want to ignore Benignus. They want to ignore Huya. Flash Wolves wants to go on the back line.
If they can kill Almine, or ideally Suits, who will be this later game damage with 4 items completed on the Corki, that's big. And this turret's just gonna go down. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
Again, Ouya just using his Hullbreaker to constantly push out the Shen. And I'm interested to see how Flashwolves approaches these fights. Is Cookie going to be diving the backline? Is he going to go on Selena, Elmine, Suits? Is he going to be able to ignore that massive front end that Omegha Esports has? Because if he can, Locking's ultimate is going to be massive. Because when enemies are sitting on 35% health, that ultimate is going to one-shot them with the Infinity Orb.
Elder Dragon in 30 seconds, Hells.
Oh.
Does Suits go for the package? He left base and realized it and says, nope, I want
need
this
a package.
now.
This is massive for Omegha Esports. They have 1 minute, or sorry, they have 100 seconds. Is it a minute? I'm not sure what it is. It's a minute. They have a minute with that Corki package. They have to take a fight right now.
Ysera's in the Baron lane. He has the Shen ultimate.
But I don't like this from Omegha Esports because the Shen ultimate is gonna make it a 5 versus 4 right now. Flashwolves could start this dragon and force a 5 versus 4.
I agree. If you're Huya, I think you need a group with the team at this point, but he's still split pushing. Omegha, they're ready for the fight with a package, but they're not ready to group.
They're not taking it. The package is running out. Huya is still in the Baron lane. I feel a very big upset coming right now for Flashwolves. And yeah, they started off.
Shoving too. This is a really good game state for Flashwolves. They can just calm down. You don't have to force anything if you're Flashwolves.
Oh.
Let Omegha make a mistake. Cleanse used by Bruce right there.
That's Ash Arrow gone. And the Corki package is gonna be gone very soon. Yeah, there it is. The Corki package is gone. This is very, very nice for Flashwolves.
Oh, wait, Ysera's just winning the 1v1 in the side lane somehow. Huya must have taken a couple turret shots or something. This is really rough for Omegha now.
Not
They're
again.
losing the side lane, so they go for the play. Beningas onto locking. Flash from the Ziggs.
Huya's dead.
Explosive cast from
Huya's dead.
Huya's dying to Ysera. We said pressure.
Oh, no.
Ysera, don't feel none.
It's deja vu.
With the 1v1 kill.
It's deja vu. The same story again. Ysera winning the 1v1 against Huya, and now it's a 5 versus 4. But he's not going to be rotating because he still has that ultimate. He's pushing the Baron lane with the Hullbreak. And how do you deal with this as Omegha Esports?
Huya was not meant to die there for Omegha's setup. Now they're going to try and figure out a way to stop this Elder Dragon. Flashwolves have not committed to it, but yeah, Flashwolves, they can keep pushing top. Ysera's even going to commit to this.
Yeah, and Omegha Esports just has to give up the top lane turrets. No one can rotate to him because the Elder Dragon is going to get taken. And right now, Ysera is going to be ready to ult as well. But we've seen Benigna steal away dragons already.
It could be all on this Lee Sin. Huya spawning in 10 seconds. I'm wondering if he goes for the teleport. Oh, Suits knocked back by the explosive gas. Flashes in, Valkyrie over the wall, with Bruce with the flank! Big from Flashwolves mid laner, and they're wrecking the fight. Teleport coming in from Huya. It's going to be up to Almine. Can this Ash do damage? Very low health
Elder
on the
at
Flashwolves.
5K.
They can't get the Elder. There's no way they can take that with their health bars currently. They need a reset.
Oh, this game is way too intense, Kangas. I cannot deal with this. That looked like a win from Flashwolves, but then Huya coming in with the teleport. By the way, 2 inhibitors fallen from Omegha Esports. That's 2 waves with massive pressure.
The bot wave was so big, and Omegha never reset it. It took the inhib. The top push from
they're going for it.
took the inhib. Now Omegha, they have 2 members down. Flashwolves are on the Dragon.
Hey, the same happened in game 2 where Omegha Esports forced the 5 versus 3. Now it's Flashwolves doing the same thing.
Flashwolves with momentum on their side. Flashwolves looking to make the final game any play. They might just end the game. Minions! 93 health on the Nexus! What was that? They just win the fight! Who needs Dragon when you can win through a team fight? Flashwolves! Backs against the wall, make it happen!
They make the comeback.
third WCS team to qualify for knockouts just hit the big blue crystal! Flashwolves with the win!
Oh, they did it! That's another SEA team making it into the knockout stage. There's only 1 more spot available, and that's a horrible loss from Omegha Esports. They were doing so well. They played the series so incredibly well. Brazil can be super proud of this team because the performance that they just showed against Flashwolves was so amazing.
It came down to the wire. Odd game state for Omegha. Not necessarily comfortable with it. We were saying the setup at the Elder Dragon to begin with. Huya dying in the side lane. He will be reliving this match until the next opportunity for international competition because they were so close, but Flashwolves capitalized. Flashwolves played the map, And that is Flash Wolves on your screen taking their victory selfie.
And Sarah doing what needs to be done. He was sitting on a 0-3 in that game.
Played so well.
But he played it so incredibly well. He got caught out multiple times by the Ash arrows, but he doesn't care. He sticks to his guns, does what needs to be done, and gets that one kill at the perfect moment where it all matters the most.
Super minions, and that was it. And
Oh
I don't
my
think we've
goodness,
seen
that
anything
gold
like
drop.
that. That looks like my hair before it gets cut right there, right? It is kind of just spiky all the way up on the top, and then a sharp end there in the end. Make sure you get those triangles right there.
And Emo Mine as well. Look at the damage done by him. This guy was kiting it out. He was very smooth with his Ash gameplay, hitting the arrows, doing the DPS. He basically did it all here. But at the end of the day,